Hello, I'm Kharlie Brown, and I'm confused. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the one and only Kharlie Brown. And today I want to talk to you guys about something that's been punching me in the brain for quite some time now. So this is a new series I'm about to put out there, and I'm about to do. It's called I'm confused. It just revolves around certain things that has happened in movies and what messages they were trying to convey, stuff like that. Like where were they going? What was their intent? It's questions that and things that happen in certain cinema or video games or something like that I questioned, like why did they do that? What's going on? But today in question, I'm going to talk about three movies, three totally different movies. One movie being a comedy, one movie being more how should I say, a drama, and the last one being a whole out action. Horror suspense. The movies in question are the movies Little Man by the Wayne brothers, the movie Straw Dogs, the remake, not the original, and the last movie being the movie called The Last House on the Left, also another remake, not the original. Now, let's jump into it real quick. The first movie in question is the movie Little Man. Now, the movie Little Man, it's a Wayne brothers comedy, and they when it comes to spoofs and stuff like that, they do an amazing job. I don't really have anything bad or negative to say about the Wayne brothers. But this movie in question, to this day, I'm irritated watching the movie. I think that's the best way of putting it. All three of these movies has one thing in common, and the one thing that they all have in common is there's a sexual manipulation or rape, or a woman is being taken advantage of type scene. Okay, now, and I'm questioning like the motives of like the person that wrote it and the director, like what exactly were they trying to get out of that. So the first movie in question is a comedy, and the reason why it's irritating to me is because the scene in question is not funny. I don't know. Now, a lot of things are more of what you perceive. Like some people laugh at certain things, and some people laugh at other things, and stuff like that. It's like sometimes you just got to find the context in the joke. However, in the movie Little Man, the joke was now I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's Sean and Marlon. Sean is married to Kerry Washington's character. Which Kerry Washington's amazing actress. Got to make sure I put that out there. But and to this day, I don't even know why she was in that movie. Anyway, maybe she was doing a favor. Anywho, so Kerry Washington is married to Sean, and they're having trouble having a child. But at one point, I don't really like in the movie. I think they're conveying that Kerry Washington is like more of a career woman, and she doesn't really want to have a child yet. So there's a lot going on in the movie to convey how what's going on with their relationship. Okay, so but Sean wants nothing more than to be a father. Okay, so there's a little person. I'm not sure how you say it now. A midget. A short guy. I do. So Marlon Wayans plays a ex-con who gets out of prison, and then he goes to steal a diamond. And after stealing the diamond, he puts the diamond into Kerry Washington's purse, and he has to get the diamond back. So he dresses himself up as a baby and pretends to be a baby. And there's a scene where Sean and Kerry are about to get intimate, and during that scene, Marlon, as dressed up as the baby, he's sitting there watching them, and then Kerry Washington's character says, "Well, I don't want to do that. Like he's watching or whatever," and like it totally. When I first saw it, I was like, okay. I laughed a little bit at the beginning, but then when it got to this scene, like I felt uncomfortable watching the scene, and then the next scene, Sean and Kerry Washington they get intimate with each other. The next scene is the morning, and then Carrie's there and her hair is all like messed up and everything, and she's like, "Woo, that was amazing! Like we never did it twice in one night." And then Sean's like, "Twice in one night," and then the cover comes down and it reveals that Marlon Wayne, dressed as the baby, is in the bed. Now, if she's in that scene, if she's saying that she thought it was Sean and she wasn't aware that it was Marlon, then that's conveying that Marlon raped her then, correct? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out the scene. And I guess it's supposed to be funny, but I don't understand like where the comedy in that comes in at. Then I have more questions. Okay, so you can't tell the difference between a full-grown man and a person who has dwarfism or a midget? You can't tell the difference? Or you can't tell the difference between a little person and an adult, a full-grown adult? Like what? Like I don't understand like what exactly happened. I mean, because I'm waiting for you to convey that. So then they just kind of like sidestep that. And I can barely remember it because when I watched it the first time, I stopped watching it because I thought that seemed so stupid and I didn't like it. And I was like, well, this is just dumb. I only want to watch the rest of the movie. So I checked out. So it was a couple years and then I watched it again. And I think at the end of the movie, Kerry Washington comes back and reveals that she's pregnant. But at this point, you don't know if it's Marlon's baby or Sean's baby, which kind of irritates me too. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm adding that in my brain. But if you saw the movie and you did see that scene, please confirm it. Comment down below. And it's just that I know it's a comedy, but I'm trying to figure out why even put that in there? Like there's a lot of things you could have put in there to have made that scene funny, but I don't understand that particular because that's rape, right? I mean, that's what it is. He forced himself upon her. She did not willingly want to do it. She was not consciously having relations with him. So yeah, that's rape, right? I mean, okay. All right. Well, let's pass that on and jump on to movie number 2. The second movie is the movie called Straw Dogs. Now, the original Straw Dogs, I like the original Straw Dogs. It had Dustin Hoffman in the original. And the second one, I can barely remember the actors' names in it, but it doesn't matter. The whole build up in the second movie kind of annoys me. Like the director was going for a different angle or some sort, but my thing is, I'm watching the movie and you're trying to convey what's going on with these two characters in the movie. Now, let me lay it down for you, for those of you that haven't seen the movie. In the movie Straw Dogs, a woman comes back and moves back into the house that she grew up in, the house that and then her ex-boyfriend and his friends they show back up, but at this point she's married to another guy. He's like a writer from Hollywood, and he's one of those. He's a city folk, okay, and they're all country bumpkins or whatever, okay. So there's a lot going on that he doesn't really understand in their town, and he's trying his best through the movie to please her. And in the course of all this stuff happening, a guy with a mental disorder ends up accidentally killing a teenage girl, and the father wants him dead, and then the writer defends him. There's so much more going on in the movie, so I'm just trying my best not to just throw everything at you, because I kind of want you guys to watch it so you guys can understand where I'm coming from when I watch the movie. So the scene in question is so the guys come to the husband, and they take him on a hunting trip. And while he's going on a hunting trip, there's like 6-7 dudes, and it's the ex-boyfriend, and he comes, and then he's like, yeah, you want to come on a hunting trip? He's like, yeah, I'm going to go. And he goes on a hunting trip with the guys. While he's gone, there's a knock at the door. The woman is upstairs taking a shower. She comes downstairs, which I don't know why she answered the door in just her robe in the first place, but okay. After figuring out who it is at the door, personally, you should have put on clothes. Why? Matter of fact, why are you even opening the door? Why? He can call you. So he comes in to talk to her, and in the course of him talking to her, I don't know if he forced himself on her, because the scene is odd. The way the scene is shot. It's shot, first of all, she has like underwear on, but no top. And she has a robe on, and they're talking, whatever, and she lays down, he's on top of her, and she's like, no, stop. And it doesn't, to me personally, it doesn't seem like she's really fighting back. And then he tells her to stop, and she stops. She kind of just like looks to the side, and he does it. So I'm like, okay, maybe she didn't want to do that, and she's upset with him. But then he stayed on top of her. And it's like in that moment he realized what he did was wrong. Okay, so maybe that's the message they were trying to convey. Like he took advantage of her and he forced himself upon her. But at that moment he realized what he did was wrong. But then another one of the guys come in. She's like, move, move, move. At this point, she's fearful and she wants to get out of there, okay? So she was calmer when when the first incident happened with that guy. So when the second guy, the first guy was her ex. But when the second guy comes in and he goes all out. He violently, like it's violent. He rapes her, okay? Like there's no way around. She's crying, tears all over the place. He's throwing her around and stuff like that. Whatever, he's holding her down. The other guy helps. The ex-boyfriend helps. And then he kind of walks off and then like watches it happen. And then, so like the looks on his face, like he's, at this point, he's trying to act. The ex-boyfriend is trying to act. Like, okay, well, oh my God, what did I do? Maybe I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done this. Okay, cool. I understand that from his point. Because I see him trying to act. So then they leave. Okay, and then there's this whole scene where the writer, the current husband, shoots a deer and he's touching it and he's like, I don't know, like if they're trying to convey like that was his first time taking a life and like what it feels to him, maybe that's what they were trying to convey. So I'm like, okay, so again, in this scene, these scenes, there's so many things being thrown at you. Okay, but the one main thing that I'm trying to focus on is where exactly her mind is. Okay, because earlier in the movie, she was running along and then the guys are out there, they're oogling her. Okay, she comes in the house and then she has a conversation with her husband, and then more importantly, the guys are working on their house, which they could have found somebody else. Why do you need your ex-boyfriend and his buddies to work on your house? Like, you don't need that. Like, it doesn't make sense. But they did that as a purpose to write the movie. But no matter what happens, to me personally, everything that happened in the movie showed me that the woman was a freaking idiot. Everything she did made no sense at all. That was the first thing. Why are you still cozying up with your ex-boyfriend and his buddies and you don't even like them? It makes no sense. There's a reason why he's your ex, okay? And after that, you let them work on your house. That's number 2. Okay. Then you're mad because they're oogling you while you're outside running. Then you go in the house, get mad, go upstairs, open up your window, your blinds, and then show them your breasts. You reveal your breasts to them. That's number 3. What are you doing? I don't know what exactly they were writing that for. Because I guess they wanted... Did you want me to have sympathy for her character? Did you want me to say that she's a strong woman? I don't know what you wanted me to do and feel for her character, because all I felt was annoyed by her character. To this day, I can't rewatch that movie because I'm so aggravated by everything her character did. Now, mind you, it's wrong for a guy to force himself upon a woman. Yes. However, well, there's no however. But what I'm saying is it's stupid. Like, what are you doing? Why would you put yourself in a situation where you know somebody can overpower you? You don't put yourself into a situation like that. So I apologize for saying however. That shouldn't have been there. Why would you write that? Why would her character do that? Why? What was the purpose? Then it comes number 4. She wants her husband to be more forceful, like on her. I guess she wants a man. Okay, well, if you wanted a man, then you should have married a man. You should have married the guy that goes outside, chops down trees, like Paul Bunyan, puts it on his shoulder and carries it up a hill. Testosterone. You should have married him. But instead, you married that guy. This is your husband. You knew he wasn't a madman. You knew he wasn't the guy who was going to go outside, jack up a car, and change that tire. That's not him. He's the guy that's going to call AAA. But in the movie, this guy, bless his soul, he's my favorite character because it's like you see him throughout the movie trying his best to please her. To please her. And she is the shittiest woman I've ever seen in the movie history. Like, she is just terrible. They wrote her character just... I'm like, I don't care about her character. I don't. At all. Because she's stupid. Like, seriously. Like, her character was just dumb. And then there's another scene where she's in a room with her husband and she's trying to, have relations with him. And he doesn't want to, whatever, and she wants him to be more forceful and stuff like that. And then, like, she's talking down to him. Like, she's demeaning him. What? You knew when you married him who he was. But you're mad because he won't dominate you in the bedroom that much, so much so that you're demeaning him, your husband. Who wrote this? Who wrote this? In the original movie, I understood who her character was. I did. But let's go back. After all this happened, they go to a football game. She's sitting there having flashbacks in her head. Now, this is in the remake. She's having flashbacks in her head of what just happened. She does not even tell her husband what happened. Okay? So then, the one character, he's mentally disabled. He accidentally kills a daughter of, I can't remember who the guy was, but he knew the Straw Dogs. He knew them. They go back. They follow. Let me slow down. Okay, so the guy who's the husband, he then goes and he runs into the young man who's mentally disabled. They take them back to their house. They close their house up and they board the house up. They're trying to call the cops and stuff like that to try to figure out what's going on. So the husband's trying to keep a level head. He's trying to figure out. He's thinking reasonable. Okay, after that, the father of the girl that was killed, he shows up and he wants that guy dead. He wants blood. Okay, they don't know what happened, but they know that the guy is dead. I mean, the girl is dead. Okay, so while they're standing there, the sheriff shows up. Sheriff so happens to be black. He shows up, tells them to calm down. They kill the sheriff. Okay, all right. So then after they kill the sheriff, they're trying to break into the house to kill the mentally disabled kid. Guy, he's a grown man. Guy, okay? And the writer, the husband, decides to protect him. And he's literally just, every time somebody tries to come in the house, he's killing them. He's putting on a bucket of hot grease and hot grits and throwing them at people. Like he's going through all this to try to kill these people, right? To try to stop them. But it's self-defense on his part. If you watch this movie, you know it's self-defense. So it's like, okay, cool. He's knocking all these people down. Then they come in, and then it brings you to this ending scene where the ex is there, and the ex stops the one guy who had already raped her from hurting her at the end. And then he's like looking at her, and she has this look where it looks like she still has feelings for him. And I'm confused as all get out, because he's with these people that literally killed a dude, a sheriff, for no reason at all, who stood there while you were raped. And you're sitting there with this look like you still have feelings for him. This whole fight scene breaks out with the husband and the ex. And then the ex walks over to her, and she's sitting there just looking at him like, okay, well, I still got feelings for you. And honestly, this is the greatest scene in the entire movie. The husband stands up and takes a bear trap and drops it on my man's head, kills him. But not instantly, he dies slowly. I felt so satisfied in that scene. So while that's happening, he turns and goes, yeah, I think I got them all. And he goes outside, and there's flames and stuff going on because house is on fire and all this stuff going on. But she's sitting there crying, and I'm like, is she upset because she just saw a person be murdered? Is she upset because her ex-boyfriend is dead? Is she upset because she brought this beast out of her man who was the reserved nice guy? I don't know what I'm supposed to feel for her character at that point. Why are you crying? What's the tears for? I don't know. Does she even know? To this day, I've been trying to find interviews and stuff to try to understand where they wanted that to go. But in the original, you can see where the wife wanted Dustin Hoffman's character, the husband, she wanted him to be more of a man. She wanted him to be more forceful and stuff. So she told him, like, I did this and blah, blah, blah. He's like, listen, I ain't even got time to hear all that. He smacked her and said, look, I got to take care of what's going on at this time right now because they want to kill him and they want to kill me. I don't really care about what's going on with you right now. So I understood what the message they were conveying in the original. They did a great job conveying that message. But in the remake, I don't know what to feel for that character at all. I knew exactly where the character in the original stood. I don't know where the character in the remake stands. What was your purpose? Now let's bring me to the third movie. The third movie is Last House on the Left. In the movie Last House on the Left, this family moved. They go to like their little summer home, I want to say. I'm doing a horrible job describing these movies, by the way, and I apologize. But they go to like their little summer home. They have their daughter. Their daughter goes up with her friend. They're hanging out, and they run into these three people. They're actually, criminals, and they violently kill the one friend, but then they rape the daughter, and then the daughter ends up surviving the brutal attack, and she ends up going home, and her family finds out about it, and then the family opens the door and lets in the criminals, and so happens to be the people that attacked their daughter. So then the rest of the movie is just them destroying these criminals. Now, the scene in question in this movie where the daughter is attacked and raped is sickening to watch. Like it to this day, I'm like, I fast forward through the scene now, but when I saw it, when I originally saw it, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, I didn't fast forward through it. I watched it, and I was like, wow, that is intense. And at first, I was like, why would they do that? Why would they put that scene in there? But then I understood. Now, see, between the other two movies, I questioned why those scenes were in the movie. In the first movie, I questioned whether or not, in Little Man, I questioned, like, that's not funny. I'm questioning it. Why they even put it in the movie? The second movie, I'm questioning it because I don't understand it for her character and where it led later on in the movie. But in this one, I understood why they did it. Okay, they showed it because they wanted the audience to feel that rage and that anger. Now I'm a father now. When I first originally saw the movie, I wasn't a father. If I watch that movie now as a father with my eyes as a father, I understand exactly. Even after watching it when I wasn't a father, I knew where I knew what they were trying to convey. Okay, I got it. But now as a father, it's 10 times worse watching it. So I cannot watch that scene. I have to fast forward through it. But after that happens, that attack, she's left for dead, but she manages to get home. Her dad and her mom, oh my, it's beautiful how they take out what happened to their daughter on these people that viciously attacked their daughter. It's satisfying watching these people get hurt. Now, first of all, you watch horror movies and stuff like that, I don't know. There's certain people that watch it because they want to see the gore and stuff like that. And I'm not that type of person that likes really gore. I don't like gory movies and stuff like that. I like, good stories and that convey great messages. But in this movie, I wanted to see what they were doing to those criminals, to the ones that hurt their daughter. I wanted to see it. And the very last part of the movie, the ringleader guy, the main guy of the criminals, he's not dead. And the father and the mother, they get their daughter on the boat. They go across to get their daughter to safety. But then there's while the credits are running. Oh, please make sure you watch while the credits are running, because this right here, everything that happened in the movie leading up to that part. Everything. Okay, everything that happened to the daughter. But at that end, the father shows back up and he has the main criminal tied up there, and he tortures him. He tortures that guy. Like, he has chainsaws and hoes and shovels and electrical tools and stuff. He tortures that guy for what that guy did to his daughter. It makes the scene earlier like, okay, cool, I saw what they did, but what's happening to him now, I don't feel bad for him at all. So I understood why they put that scene there. So when you see at the end what the father does, you're like, wow, I get it. So I understand the scene that they put in that movie and why they showed it the way they showed it. It made sense. However, the scene in the Straw Dogs, I still to this day don't understand what they were trying to convey with her character. Every other character's motivation pretty much in that movie, I understood. I don't understand her motivations, what she wanted to do, who she was. I don't get it. You did a horrible job trying to convey that. And in the movie Little Man, it was supposed to be funny, comedy, but it wasn't funny. Well, not to me. I'm pretty sure somebody watched it and got comedy out of it. Now, out of those three movies, all three of them had scenes of women being taken advantage of. But while you're telling the story, there needs to be a reason for it. You're telling the story to bring you to a conclusion, either a satisfying one or one where you're at the end of the movie saying, well, I'm not satisfied, but I understand why the story took it in that direction. There are many things that happen in real life that are horrible that happens to women. But if you're going to put something like that in your movie, something that we all think about and we all know that's just horrifying to imagine a woman going through that. If you're going to put it into your story, for the love of God, please make it make sense. Because what you did in the first two movies made no sense. Number one, part in that first movie, it wasn't funny. Number two, you didn't convey anything with her character. I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody can try to sit up here and try to tell me that it conveys stuff with her character, but it did not. No. And in the third movie, they did it right. It made sense what they did. Mind you, if you are the type of person that don't like to watch that intensive violence, and it's pretty violent, I would recommend not watching that. Or if you have it, maybe fast forwarding through that scene. And you're a person that's not really into gore, then maybe you shouldn't watch the movie at all, because at the end, the dad goes in. He makes sure homeboy feels his pain for what he did to his daughter. All in all, the first two movies to this day have me confused, but the last movie made sense to me. Thank you guys for riding along with me so I can get that off my chest, so I could talk about something that confused me. And I hope you guys come back to watch me more of these videos. If you guys get a chance to, watch the movie Little Man and let me know how you felt about it. Watch the movie Straw Dogs, the original. Don't even watch the second one. The second was trash. The original. The original is good, okay? Last House on the Left, watch the original and the remake. Both of them, I think both of them are equally as good. All in all, check those movies out if you get a chance to, and if you don't, at least you know my opinions on it. If you can pick up what I'm putting down, Around the Town, Kharlie Brown. That's a good one.